Hi, I'm Alan Hobbs. Here's a little movie I hope helps with the startup process for the famous dipstick. Summarising, there is a startup code which provides usage protection in the event of losing a dipstick. There is no numeric pad, so the 4-digit code is entered by setting the analog dial from any position from 10 to 90, which represents digits 1 to 9. So a code of 4321 is entered by setting the dial with the left-right arrows to 40, accept, 30, accept, 20, accept, 10, and accept. When the needle will then sit at 0, ready for calibration and use. The calibration is to set the needle to 100 or maybe 90, so you can see which way the needle starts to move as the probe is moved down the column. The 100 or 90 represents part of the column, 50 millimeters or more down away from the coil at a sound part of the wall thickness. Battery condition, both at no load and full load, is demonstrated. Observation of fault codes and what to do with them. Or don't keep entering a code which doesn't work or the keyboard will lock up. And if having seen all this you're still stuck and you've read all the instructions we could pass out with the dipstick. For overseas customers only and by prior arrangement, a Skype call or equivalent could be arranged. This is a Model B dipstick and we're going to show how to set up the input codes. Around the back here we've got a test column where we're going to put the dipstick, and it has various areas of thickness of the wall variation so that we can calibrate. And we put the loop from the dipstick around the test column. We're going to enter the daily security code, and we start off by placing our thumb on the on-off button and holding it there during the duration of this operation. Don't forget to take your thumb off at the end. Now that's showing 10. So that indicates that's equivalent to 1, is it?
That's equivalent to 1.
Okay, fine. And we're going to put a 4321 code in here. And don't forget, you're going to make a mistake.
Yes. And this is done by using the up and down
So
keys.
we're going to 4,
5, 6, and we can go down.
Yeah.
That's how we set the numbers.
That's
we
good.
Start with 4.
Yeah, fine.
And then to enter, you press the mode key.
Simple enough.
And now we navigate round to the 3.
Yeah. Now we're on 3.
Press the mode key.
Yeah.
And now we are going to enter 1.
We should be entering 2.
That's right.
1.
And then we're entering the 1 again.
Oh dear, what's happened now? We've got to...
Entering the 1 again.
Oh dear, what's happened now? We've got a red light?
Yes, and we still have the code.
It's not telling us we put the code in wrong, it's just not starting the unit.
It said enter it again.
What would it do if it were working?
Right.
If it worked, what would it show?
It will go up to 100%.
Yeah.
And when you release the button and restart, it will start measuring.
Yeah, okay, so it'll start from 0 and whatever,
yes,
whatever the thickness it was detecting.
Right, yes.
Right, fine, that's it. So we've mucked that up, so we'll give it another go. Here's a word of warning, you'll only get 4 tries. And if you don't get it right in that 4 tries, you've got to wait till tomorrow. So we're not going to miss any more today for this demonstration. We're now going to put the code of 4321 in. Watch.
Go, start off.
The
1.
Start key, yeah.
1, which says enter the pin.
Everything's healthy, yeah.
I entered the wrong, didn't I?
You've done the wrong thing, Bob. Let's start again. There's an
So that's
interesting
2
thing.
tries
So how do we
gone.
Start again, Bob, from scratch?
Just press again and off
that's
you go.
simple enough.
Just start again.
Now we're going
yes.
to 4. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh,
Going to 4.
1, 2, no.
Right. Bit of stage fright here.
Be careful.
Hang about a bit.
Start again.
Starting again.
Right, 1. Now we go to 4.
4, yeah.
3, 2.
Slow down, Bob. Yeah.
1.
Yeah. Now what's happening?
Meter,
whoopee.
100%.
Okay, Bob. That's
Release.
great. Got a question for you. What happens if it doesn't go to 100%? If it goes to 90%?
It's unlikely to go to 90%.
It's unlikely to do that.
No.
Okay, fine. So it really, if the machine is functioning normally, it will always go and sit at 100%.
It will go up to 100%.
So now we're ready to start using the dipstick.
Yes, and that is
But
done.
we can't enter the code anymore today. What about if we switch the machine off? Is that going to lose the code for the day?
No, the machine is off now.
Silly question, but that's what I meant. Okay, so we're going to look at some measurements. That'll do for the moment. So what I want you to do next then, Bob, is start it up.
All right, and that's done
Ready
by
for the day's use.
press and release the start key.
Can you now indicate how we use the dipstick briefly on this sample tube?
The
The
first
sample
thing,
tube, which has a number of rings around it where the metal has been taken away to different thicknesses. So you rushed ahead of me there, Bob.
the first thing is to
Calibrate it.
get up to the calibration point.
And the
which is
calibration
right.
point is any point where the column will be at a sensible thickness. At least 2 inches from the coil.
That's right. And in order to set the calibration, we again use the up and down keys.
What are we setting it to, Bob?
We're going to set it to about 100%. It's normal.
Yeah, I possibly would have preferred to set it about 90. Then I can see if the needle is moving up or down. Whereas I can't when it's on 100.
No,
I don't
it's
know
up
if it's
to
going off
90.
the top. So I'm setting it to 90, yeah?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, fine.
We set it at 90 there,
Okay, go find those faults, Bob.
and then we'll, as we go down, we've come to the first milled ring.
Which is that one there.
Yes, that's
Okay, fine.
And then we go past that, we go back up, and we're now going on to the second milled ring.
And that is what percentage?
It's about 50%.
About 50%, yes. Okay, fine. As we were set to 90, that would be pretty spot on.
We go back up there, so that's back up to 90, and we're now going down to the third milled ring, which is 25%. And
Yeah,
beyond
that's pretty conclusive. So that's what happens in an ideal world. So we started the unit up and it's satisfactory. But sometimes during the day, maybe the needle will go over the 100 mark or below the 0 mark. No?
No.
No. Over the 100 mark. And we're going to demonstrate what you can do if you get lost on the dial. Go for it, Bob.
Yes, because it's possible to keep on, supposing for instance that you wound too far and you've got 0, to try and increase you use the up button, and
What does the
nothing
light
happens.
indicate, Bob?
The light is now lit to show that you've reached the end stop for the travel
So
using
what-
this key. So
What does that indicate you should be doing?
you should now change and start using the down key,
But nothing's happening.
and
Ah.
then as you keep going you will come back into the measurement range.
All right.
That's
Where
it.
did you have the probe before?
I'm
Didn't work
just
for me.
just
Two to the coil.
it's doing the coil. Yeah,
Oh, that's
right,
fine.
that's
You've got
right.
to keep at least a couple of inches away, haven't you?
That's right. It
What's
is.
that in real money?
Yeah, it depends on
100
the
centimetres or
on the
50?
on the thickness of the material.
50.
You need to be at least a couple of inches. Yes.
Okay, fine. Inches. We're in Brexit now.
Well, you said inches.
Yeah, we'll be inches. Thank you. Oh dear.
About 5 centimeters.
Oh,
5
dear,
to
oh,
10
dear.
centimeters. Yes.
So now we're buggered because we've changed columns. We're buggered. So we think, okay, we'll wind it down. Yeah, that would be the obvious thing to do.
Yeah, that will go down if we
Oh.
move it so that it goes
Oh,
up.
we haven't gone the light up yet, have we?
No, because
I'm filming all
if
the
you're going up and it's gone down, and you think, why on earth has it gone down when I'm increasing it? And you keep on holding it will increase it. That
Yeah.
says no further.
Yeah, so what are we going to do?
And now
Do we switch off? So I suppose I switch off. What happens then? I've switched off.
Right, you'll have to switch back on again too.
Yeah? And there we
Okay.
are sitting there. It hasn't come up to 1.
Apparently nothing at all.
So you can't reset it by switching off and switching on then?
No, no. It's the position of the probe that will change that meter reading.
Yeah, okay. So I thought maybe by switching off and switching on we could reset the meter.
No, because it will start when you switch on. It starts a new measurement, and it will measure exactly the same conditions.
So what are we
which
going to
gives
do
you the
about this?
metering.
Is this
So the
this
thing-
dilemma I have here?
The thing is, first of all, if you saw that, you'd think increase, which you try. The red light comes on saying no further, you now have to press this button. Press and hold the down key until you start to get a reading, and then you discover
Why did it suddenly jump down to 50? Are you on a low part of the column?
No, the unit is not calibrated anymore.
Oh,
in fact, we can take it back up.
So now we can calibrate.
Go back up to your 90 or whatever it was, because you're in the correct region again.
Okay, fine.
So that's really what we're saying.
I think that's pretty conclusive, Bob. Thanks very much. We're off. We're now going to simulate what happens if you're not picking up a proper signal. We've done this by disconnecting the heavy current coil which goes around the column, but it could also be you may be too far down the column to pick up a proper signal.
Right.
Now here we go.
And the meter will probably give a stable reading, but the indication of the LED flashing repeatedly is that the reading on the meter is not valid. I can get various readings depending on the actual condition.
And we're raising and lowering the probe
to try and find some reading which will be non-zero. The zero reading is not always the same. You might get a 40%, you might get 50%.
But while that light's flashing, you're not taking a valid reading.
It's not a valid reading, no.
That's clear enough, Bob. Thank you. Next thing is the battery state.
You can at any time observe the battery state by pressing and holding the mode key, and that there is indicating this 80% figure. We would normally expect a fully charged battery on no load to be between 95 and 100, and we wouldn't expect you to use the unit if the reading is below 30.
That's clear enough, Bob? We're just holding the heavy current lead on there, and everything's working fine here as we come up the column.
Yes.
And while this is working, we can actually check the battery condition by pressing the mode key, and this is the load voltage you're seeing now, with the about 20-30 amps going through the coil.
Yes.
Yeah. Just an interesting point that I didn't know, but what do I know anyway?
This function is useful in the event that it's suspected that for some reason the unit is running out of charge. Say during a reading you get a figure and think, ooh, that's way wrong. You can quickly check simply by pressing the button and then return to taking the measurements.
Brilliant, Bob. Thank you very much. I hope that's helped you in the starting up and the basic operational procedure of the dipstick. Good luck.